78 million. Let's just sit with that massive number for a second. According to the latest data from the World Economic Forum, that is the staggering amount of net new jobs expected to be created globally by 2030. Now, that's not just some random fluctuation, right? That is due to massive structural labor market transformations. Basically, we're looking at the destruction of millions of jobs completely offset by the creation of even more. It is a total reshaping of what it actually means to work.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to synthesize some really critical insights from 4 foundational sources: the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report, the ETS Skills Taxonomy 2025, By the Mag's research on emotional intelligence in tech, and Camster's latest insights on closing the skills gap. By pulling all of this together, we're going to figure out exactly how to future-proof our careers and our organizations over the next few years.
We're taking a macro to micro journey today. Number 1, the drivers of change. 2, defining future skills. 3, the human edge. And finally, number 4, closing the skills gap.
Okay, Section 1, the drivers of change. Let's look at the macro forces transforming the labor market from 2025 to 2030.
Our workspaces are literally being radically transformed right in front of us. I mean, picture this. We're seeing agricultural workers managing solar panels, server farms operating right beside automated delivery vehicles, and robotics working seamlessly alongside traditional office staff. It's wild. It perfectly captures how a massive convergence of technological change, the green transition, and shifting demographics are totally reshaping our jobs.
So what's actually driving all this? Well, it's the sheer dominance of AI and information processing. A massive 86% of employers expect AI to completely transform their business by 2030. That's the #1 technological driver right there. And it's followed closely by robotics and automation at 58%, and the energy transition, specifically, energy generation, storage, and distribution, sitting at 41%. These are the specific technologies that are going to displace older roles and create those millions of new ones we just talked about.
But here's the catch, and it's a crucial one. Broadening digital access is the ultimate catalyst here. The WEF report points out that 60% of employers see broadening digital access as the most transformative trend overall. Why? Because it acts as the foundation. Think about it. Without digital access, those AI tools and automated robots we just discussed simply can't be deployed. It's the underlying infrastructure that actually enables all these new technologies to disrupt the labor market on a global scale.
Moving right along to Section 2, defining future skills. It's time to build the blueprint for the 2025 to 2030 workforce.
Let's clear up a massive misconception right off the bat. The ETS Skills Taxonomy 2025 defines a skill very, very specifically. A skill is a developed attribute. It is definitely not a trait you're just born with. It requires training, learning, and serious practice. Plus, ETS emphasizes that it has to be within a specified domain. For example, you wouldn't just say someone is a skilled athlete. You'd specify they're a skilled boxer or a skier or a swimmer. Skills are continuous, and they basically underline the entirety of our human performance.
So the ETS framework breaks this down into 8 broad categories we need to focus on. We've got interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, essential and advanced cognitive skills, digital, societal, learning, and remote work skills. What's super vital here is that these encompass the affective, behavioral, and cognitive abilities, often called the ABC skills. These are highly transferable across completely different jobs, and, most importantly, they are incredibly malleable through training. You can absolutely learn these, for sure.
Now, out of those 8, the ETS framework places a massive new emphasis on 3 specific emerging skills for our post-pandemic era. First up, societal skills. This involves cultural humility, civic engagement, and really ensuring that new technologies benefit everyone equitably. Second, lifelong learning skills. Because, let's face it, as the life cycle of technical skills gets shorter and shorter, we have to constantly adapt. And third, remote work agility, which demands a whole new level of digital collaboration and independent time management.
Section 3, the human edge. Let's talk about exactly why emotional intelligence is our absolute greatest competitive advantage. By the Mag captures the irony of the digital age perfectly in their 2026 Tech Outlook with this quote: "Technology can automate processes, but it can't replace empathy." It's so true, isn't it? While machines are increasingly handling logic, crunching massive data sets, and automating routines, human empathy is actually becoming our ultimate competitive differentiator. Because true innovation, it doesn't come from code alone, not even close. While pure processing power and machines handle logic and data brilliantly, it's emotional depth where we humans truly shine. Navigating complex team dynamics, building real trust, showing genuine empathy. The future belongs to organizations that can marry that technical precision with the emotional resonance that only humans possess. As By the Mag points out, emotional intelligence is no longer just a soft skill, it is a hard, strategic asset. And we're actually seeing engineers collaborate with ethicists right now to create emotionally intelligent AI. Just look at the real-world applications. Customer service chatbots are literally being programmed to adapt to emotional cues. Healthcare AI is being designed to recognize distress in a patient's voice or text. AI-driven HR platforms are actively promoting employee well-being based on behavioral insights. We're actively ensuring that technology acts as a bridge to amplify our humanity rather than diminish it.
Finally, Section 4, Closing the Skills Gap. It's time to abandon that old annual audit for continuous intelligence.
Camster hits the nail on the head here. That old way of running an annual audit to measure learning activity, it's completely dead. Let's be real for a second. Tracking completed courses and attendance just measures activity. Simply showing up to a webinar does not equal capability, right? Today, we have to continuously measure actual verified observable skills. We need to know what people can actually do out in the real world, not just what classes they manage to sit through without falling asleep.
So what's the playbook? It's a really practical, 5-step continuous loop for running a modern skills gap analysis that actually impacts your bottom line. First, anchor your efforts to business outcomes, not just job titles. Second, define your target state using concrete, observable behaviors. Third, measure current capability objectively. You have to strip away the noise of those self-assessments. Fourth, map and prioritize those gaps based on business urgency. And fifth, close the gaps through targeted upskilling, and then, this is the most crucial part, measure again. It's a continuous loop of skill intelligence.
If you take away just one thing from this explainer today, please let it be this. Relying on annual, manual self-assessments is just way too noisy. People routinely overrate or underrate themselves. Only objective, continuous measurement will turn a skills gap analysis from a mere opinion into hard evidence. And that evidence, that is exactly what earns learning and development its next round of investment from leadership.
I want to leave you with a rather provocative question from Camster to chew on. In a future that's increasingly run by machines, is your workforce actually capable, or are they just well-trained? Like, are you just checking the box on training attendance? Or are you actively building the continuous, verifiable human capability, like emotional intelligence and agile learning, that's needed to thrive alongside AI? Think about how you can start measuring outcomes instead of just inputs, starting today.